Alright, I guess I'll do a foraging and exploring video on my way back up to my big truck. I did see a couple things already starting to come up, like the winter crust. It somewhat dies back in the heat of the summer also, but this comes up all winter and spring, fall, winter, and spring, and it's basically in the mustard family. And I don't know if winter crust is the official name, but that's what we call it. It's a little bitter, but it's not bad. This is yarrow. This is good for your blood. It's fuzzy looking. Here's some more. Almost looks like turkey tail. Almost looks like it's in the carrot family. But it's not. It's good for a lot of things. I can't remember everything that's good for, but here's a whole bunch more. Ton of it growing in my road. Blackberries. Everybody knows what they look like. There's some more winter crust. So it's starting to come up. The chickweed's going to start coming up soon too. Here's some more Chinese lanterns. I already run them over a couple times because they're growing in my road. But they're one of my favorites. I got them growing all over the place. And on my 20 acres, about 3 miles away, there's even more of them. I don't really go over there that much because I don't have time to go over there that much. But yeah. And soon we might have this 15 acres as well. So I have 30 acres here and then 20 acres over there and then my Keplinger property. And they're all like 3 miles apart from one another, which is cool. I came down here to get off the grid and do a sustainable community, but that was a bust. I was a part of 3, technically 4 communities in the past 10 years, one of them being mine. 3 of them collapsed, including mine. And the other one is pretty much on the brink of collapsing. It's a disaster as well. So, yeah, sustainable communities don't work. We have too many narcissistic parasites in this world. People don't know how to work together anymore. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. You know, I might have contributed to the problem as well, but you know, I think my biggest problem is I don't know how to vet people properly. And so I was operating from a scarcity mindset. And so I would just let anybody come and prove themselves instead of vetting them before they came. And that was a problem. But if I vetted them properly before they came, I wouldn't have had anybody here at all. Because they all suck. This is plantain. It too is good for the blood. This is my favorite plantain. Oh, and here's some wood sorrel too right next to it. I call it the Irish clover. Wood sorrel is one of my favorites, especially the purple ones. The wood sorrel pretty much grows year round. There's 2 kinds of plantain. This is the narrow leaf plantain. Again, it's good for the blood. It's also good for bug bites and bee stings. It's got the long, skinny stalk like this with the little flower head. The wide or broadleaf plantain has big fat leaves. More like, oh, this one. More like this one. I don't think this is plantain. If it is, then it's a different kind, because the one I'm used to is more rubbery looking. But anyways, the other plantain looks like this, but it's got a shorter stalk, and the flower head's longer, about like that long. This almost looks like wild daisies too. I love wild daisies. The leaves start coming up in the winter. It's also a winter crop if you want to eat the salad greens, if you will. The daisy leaves taste like carrots. I love them. When I get an opportunity, I'm going to start growing them for salad greens as well. You know, cultivating them. This is ragweed. They say if you eat the pollen, it'll help you adapt and create antibodies for the allergies. However, the best thing to do is eat the goldenrod, which grows about the same time. And this here is goldenrod, and this will help you with your allergy problems if you're allergic to the ragweed. I take this year round. I chop the heads off of these. I chop their heads off. And I'll grind it up, make a powder, and then I make my own pills. I got my own pill machines. So I mix this with ginger and some other stuff. I forgot. Oh, bone set. That's a purple flower that grows about this time. I think it's already died back. It grows prior to this. It's a little purple flower. It's a weed. Bone set. And I mix that in with the goldenrod with ginger root, because I can't stand ginger root, so I just put it in pill form with this other stuff as my allergy herb blend. And then there's some other stuff that is good for allergies too. And then whatever I can buy already pill formed, I'll go ahead and buy already pill formed. And then I put it in a bottle with the herbal blends that I created and I pilled myself. And then I take them at random. So I've got these, random herbal blend of allergy herbs. And I do that actually with all my blends. So it's like vitamin C, they already have vitamin C capsules, so I don't need to make those, or tablets, and it just depends on, the quality of the product versus the price versus how much time and energy it's going to cost me to make my own. And so if the price is right, the quality is right, I'll go ahead and just buy theirs. Because it takes me about an hour to pill 100 pills. And whatever I value my time at, 20 bucks an hour, 30 bucks an hour, whatever. If a $20, if a 100 pill, a bottle of 100 pills is less than $20 and it's a quality product, I'm just going to buy their product because it's cheaper to do it that way. Less time consuming. And in that hour that I would have made my own, I could have been doing something else, So it's just a matter of, weighing the costs. But again, like I said, if they don't have the herb that I'm looking for already in a pill form, and then here's the bone set, then I'll either buy the herbs unless I can grow it myself, or it grows wild and I can cultivate it myself, this is bone set. So if I don't already have it or grow it, then I'll buy the bulk herb and then I'll make my own pills that way. And I'll basically just put the ingredients in it that I didn't buy already pilled. And so that's how I make my own. And like I said, I buy pill machines. I found some really good ones on Amazon. Rumor had it they were trying to make it illegal for us to make our own pills, so I hurried up and bought some pill machines. Some really good quality ones, all different sizes, so I'd have everything I need, but I really only use the 000s. The only times you want to use like the smaller ones is for like the strong medicine. That's my big truck firing up. I got a smart truck. So I set the AC unit or the heater in the winter, and then when it runs the batteries down or the temperature outside drops below 20 degrees, the truck automatically fires up, recharges the batteries, and or heats the fuel in the winter so that my fuel doesn't gel up. So yeah. Oh, Chinese lanterns! I love these guys. If I could do this one-handed. So here you go. Chinese lanterns. I'm trying to go a little slower. Delicioso. I'm surprised the caterpillars ain't already got these guys. They might have. Oh, wow. See? This is probably ideal. I get them green a lot of times because I'm trying to beat the caterpillars. But I have an herbal blend that I made for a natural 7 dust. That I put in my garden. I don't do it as often as I probably should, but haven't really had too many problems. This year, anyway. Yep, that one's that's a runt. I don't know if it's any good or not, but I'm going to go ahead and try it. Nice thing about Chinese lanterns, the caterpillars that eat these, they don't eat the seeds. Is that Bat Cat? Bat Cat. No, it's Tigger. It's another cat. There's cats everywhere. They must be hanging out by the greenhouse. I put an automatic feeder in the greenhouse too for Libby, so now some of the other cats are probably hanging out up here too. This one, look at this tail. It's freaking long. Got the longest tail of any cat on the property. It's got long legs too. Anyway, so I got a ton of wild edibles here, and free food and medicine. Wild plums, can't really eat them, they suck. But the goats and the chickens love them. More plantain. So yeah, I try to cultivate as much of the wild edibles as possible. The nice thing about the wild edibles is I don't have to babysit them as much, and this is Osage orange, or a hedge tree. I'm keeping them so that I can graft my chafer onto them once I get good at grafting. Because right now I suck at it. But I tried once, I failed. But I only tried once. I got a grafting kit. I'll try again later. Um, Junipers, they're edible, high in vitamin C. I got a ton of those. But yeah, like I said, I try to cultivate the wild edibles so I don't have to babysit them as much. Here's a wild lettuce, so to speak. It's basically dock, curly dock maybe. But it's edible. It's good for you. I need to eat more of that, but it's kind of bitter. The one I go for looks like dock, but it's more. It doesn't have a rough edges. It's got a smooth edge, and it's a little more sour. I like it the most. Here is a honey locust. It's edible, but it's thorny as all get out. So that's the problem. But here, I haven't actually eaten the bean pods. Oh, here's some more yarrow. But I hear the bean pods are really good if you get them. Um, is this what I think it is? I hope that is jewelweed. Because I mean, I'm not allergic to poison ivy, but everybody else seems to be. And I need jewelweed on the land. My friend Cindy has jewelweed on her property, but I don't have any here. I got plenty of poison ivy though. So I'm trying to get I need to get some jewelweed growing on this property. This is the blackberry patch. This is a primocane blackberry. David Ray originally bought these, but then he didn't like them, so he let them go feral. And then Cindy and I came in and cleaned it up last year. And then I bought Bill's off of him because he had the same ones and planted them in here. And then David Ray got mad and acted like he wanted them again. It's like, oh, now I don't know the difference between yours and mine. It's like, well, you didn't want them anyways. You just let them go feral. So it's like he just neglected them. He didn't care about them. He didn't want them until I wanted them. Then he wanted them. So he gave away some of his to somebody else, so I couldn't have them. And but I still got some, and Bill still has some that he wants to get rid of, so I'll get them and bring them over here and plant them. So there was one here, but it looks like, I don't know if this got thorns or not. I've been cutting out all the ones with thorns so that the ones without thorns can grow. Like this one's got thorns, so I gotta cut it out. Cut it out! This is Libby. She's a pain in the butt. She hates other cats. Her and Swirl both. They don't like other cats. Oh, here's some more primocanes coming up. So yeah, I just try to cut out the ones that have thorns in this patch. And then, oh, the blackberries that grow really, really tall, like taller than you, those are the ones you want to keep if you got them growing on your land wild. These ones here, they're not that great. They're edible, but they're not that great. The ones that get really tall and have the really thick stalks, those are the ones you want. Keep those. They're delicious. So this is the greenhouse. I cleaned it up last week. It's still trashy, but I pulled all the weeds and cleaned up all the garbage and just kind of laid down the cardboard and stuff. So we got pokeweed growing in here. Tomato, volunteer tomato. Not sure where it came from. David Ray probably just threw a tomato on the ground and it grew. Not sure what that is, but that's something, obviously. Probably another volunteer plant that Judas just left. Anyways, here's the purslane. I'm trying to get it to spread. I want it to take over the whole greenhouse. And there's some more purslane over there. So there's the cat food feeder, automatic feeder. And so yeah, that's why the cats are hanging out up here, because there's a feeder up here too. And Libby's got to deal with it. I put the feeder up here for her. But yeah, more purslane over there. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing in all the biodegradable trash into the greenhouse, putting it down as a layer, because we got to bring the dirt up to the top level of that board there, all the way around. And we've had this up since 2019, and David Ray was supposed to bring in dirt and fill it up, but he never did. He did in there, but that's it. So basically, I'm bringing in all the biodegradable trash that David's been laying around all over the place. I got some of it in there. I'm bringing in all of it. And then once I do that, then I'm bringing in this mulch, which David was supposed to put in there, but he never did. He put it in here instead. And we got to take these boards up because these are the wrong size boards. These are 2x6s, and they're supposed to be 2x8s. So I got to pull this up and redo it. But all this mulch, once I get all the paper in there, put it down. Then I'm gonna bring all the mulch in and put it down. Bring the level up in the greenhouse. Then I'll take these 2x6s out, replace them with 2x4s, and then build another greenhouse over here. So, yeah, this was supposed to have been done 2 years ago, or at least last year, but it just never got done. So, no, yeah, this was last year's project that never got done. That was 2 years ago project that never got finished. So, anyways, there's a lot of that. Been a lot of that going on. So now I'm on my own, pretty much. I got Sophie and my mom and my brother who help out part-time, but it's pretty much me over here full-time. So I got compost in there that I'm using for my plants. But so I mostly just try to cultivate the wild edibles. And then I have a little garden down by my camper. And that's pretty much it. And then the blackberry patch. And then I got a couple fruit trees. So, and then, yeah, I just been letting all these other trees grow up. There's some more bone set. Been letting all these trees grow up so I'll have some shade. It won't be so hot. I got grapevines and porcelain berry. Oh, I think this is the one I was talking about. More rounded leaf. You can tell by the flavor. That's not the one I was talking about. But it's a young shoot, so it's not as bad. Dock can be bitter. So I try to eat the younger shoots. Pallets for building material or firewood. The crappy pallets were going to be broken down and used for firewood. And the good pallets used for building material. And I also use them to build boxes for my trees and plants that I want to protect from the goats. So I got ginkgo biloba growing over there. And then I got passion fruit growing over yonder. And then I got 2 shade trees growing. Oh, yeah, let's go check the passion fruit before I go. Mulberry. It might have to go. It's almost in line with the greenhouse. So I'm going to extend this greenhouse out too. 2 more extensions. 40 more feet for a hoop house. And I want to put solar panels on it and a windmill. So it'll help offset the heat in the winter. Have electric heat and then maybe even propane heat as well. And have them on a thermostat. So that'll keep the greenhouse from freezing in the winter. After I put the second layer of plastic that David was supposed to put up but never did. I'll get the second layer of plastic on there. Then I'll get the heaters in there. And then I'll set the thermostat for 60 degrees. And then that'll keep the place from freezing. And then if we want to warm it up, we'll have a wood burning stove in there. We could throw some wood on the fire. And that'll bring the temperature up to ideal temperature, but the gas and the electric will keep it from freezing. So here's the passion fruit. I need to move this box over because I got one growing inside the box and one growing outside the box. So, but I only need to move it over maybe an inch. So, but, oh, it looks like I got another one growing in there. So I might have to just put a cattle panel ring around it. Oh, I got a passion fruit. Look at that. I've been trying to get passion fruit to grow here for years, and I finally got it to grow last year. And this year it's doing better. Oh, there's another sprout down there. Sweet. So next year I'm going to be doing good with my passion fruit. I'm so happy. My other property, the 20 acres, it's got passion fruit growing wild over there. But I've been trying to get it to grow here too. So, yeah, I finally got it to grow. So yeah, like I said, next year it'll do a lot better. So this box, this wooden pallet box, is to help, give it something to climb. And then I'll put a cattle panel ring around it. So I'll put two cattle panels together and put a cattle panel ring around it. And that'll help keep the goats out. And so it can grow up on this box. I'll put a 55-gallon barrel inside and put some fertilizer and whatnot in there so that when it rains, it'll spill out nutrients. But anyways, it'll add nutrients to the soil around the plant every time it rains. So it'll get just a little bit of nutrients at a time. I ain't got to come out here and fertilize it all the time. I'll just dump the whole thing in that bucket. And then whatever splashes out when it rains, boom, it's fertilized. And so that's how I do my fertilizing on the property. Is I'll just have fertilizer buckets. And if I want to specifically fertilize something, then I can. But otherwise, the rain dilutes the fertilizer. And then whenever it splashes out, it's adding nutrients to the soil around it. So it's pretty cool. So I'll put one of those in there. And then next year, this passion fruit will be probably growing like gangbusters. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. I'm really happy about that. So I got one passion fruit this year so far. Oh, there's another one. Sprout anyways. Oh, is that another one? Shoot. Is that another one? Oh my gosh. They're going crazy right now. So really the roots just needed to get established. See, there's a blue flag I put. saying, hey, there's a passion fruit here. I found it like 2 years ago or last year. Maybe it was last year. I can't remember. But anyways, I put that blue flag and then I put this pellet box around it. And they are growing like crazy. Just like you. Yeah, just like you. So that is awesome. So next year I'll have a lot of passion fruit, hopefully, growing up on this. And if it spreads even more, I'll put more boxes and rings to protect it from the goats. And bada boom, bada bing. So it looks like my mom's back. I better get over there and get back to work. Okay, bye.